What's up, guys? It's Greta. Welcome to today's class. This is my 408 Beauty Academy. So welcome, students. We are going to be learning how to do face framing today. If you like this video, be sure to give it that thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next lesson. Let's get right into the video. To create your face framing, you need to first determine where your client parts their hair. Are they going to be parting down the center or off to the side somewhere? For today, we are going down the center. So I'm going to go ahead and look right over her head to find her nose. The comb is gonna go to the point that is centered with the nose. And then I'm going to place my thumb on the apex and bring my comb straight back to my thumb. Now, I already created a video on sectioning and parting. If you need to watch that one, I'll leave it in the description box below. Okay, so we have created our part. Next thing we're going to do is take her to the side and section from ear forward. So I'm placing my finger down here where I want my comb to follow to. And I'm kind of coming from the apex down to behind the ear. And all of that comes forward. Now, you don't have to go necessarily behind the ear. You can go on top of the ear. And this is really going to depend on your client. Some have a further hairline here that's going to make it so there's more hair in this section. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my clip and just place it here so you guys can clearly see what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to go back to the front and section the side on the opposite side. Finger down here, finding the same place that I parted it on the other side and coming down to the ear, pinching that hair and pulling that separate. Okay, just like that, and then sectioning this out of the way. Moving forward again, this is the sections we're going to be working with on either side. Now on one side versus the other side, depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed, they're going to look different. So on this side, I'm typically standing in front of my client. On this side, I'm typically standing on the back of my client because I cut right-handed. Let me show you what that's gonna look like. When you're looking the same direction, I'm on the right side of her head. I'm moving towards the front and I'm pulling this forward and I'm going to be doing my cutting this way. Okay, so I'm gonna show you that from the side. I'm here. Let's move her a little bit back so you can see a little bit more. So I'm gonna be combing this forward and I'm gonna be cutting that way with my arm up and over. So let's zoom out. You can see that a little bit better, like this. Okay. Other side, what's going to happen? I'm going to be pushing it forward instead of combing it out. Sometimes I like to hold the comb underneath the hair instead and bringing my hand out this way and then cutting this way. Okay? That is what we're going to be doing to create our face framing layers in front. So let's go ahead, determine our length and start cutting. Typically, I'd like to say the most flattering length on anybody, so universally flattering, is mid-neck to start your face framing about here. Some people like it lower and very, very subtle. Some people like it higher and higher, sometimes cheekbone to jawbone, something like that. If you're going higher, you're turning this more into like side swept bangs, curtain bangs, but that will also depend on the amount of hair going into it as well. So we're gonna do our face framing. We're gonna start, let's say, jaw, just so there's enough space for you guys to really see what I'm doing. Now I really like to do this on wet hair to begin with, so I do my length a little bit longer because I know, especially here, this hair is gonna jump up. So let's get a closer look at that. In the front, you can see this hair jumps right here. A lot of clients will have colics in front, and you need to know how the hair reacts. We are going to be slide cutting. You can also do this with a razor if you're comfortable with your razor, and we will cover that in another video. But for today, we're doing our face framing with our shears. We're going down to the jaw, holding this in my fingers, finding that length and elevating. The reason I'm elevating and pulling this more forward is to create a subtle, soft look. So I'm coming over this way, okay? So we're gonna find our length and just slice. Now, if you notice, I did not even close the shears. I just sliced my way down. And you can already see we have some face framing. Now, I'm going to do it again. Comb it out, forward, find our length right here. Another way you can do it is little steps, closing little steps, which is going to look like this. Super tiny. I'm not closing all the way, just a little bit right in here. Now, one way I like to check this is to pull it down, and instead of having my hands like this, I put them like this. And that way I can flip the hair that way, come out, and see what hairs are flowing or not. And then I like to cut them. Same way I just did it with the tiny steps opening and closing. So you can already see this face framing coming down, okay? Now I like to pull, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Bless me. I do like to start pulling all this hair forward and bringing it into the face framing, making sure everything's looking good. It's okay if this takes you time, and if it takes you extra steps, you just want to make sure that it's blended. Now I'm going to come on the other side and show you how I am doing this. So again, I'm behind her. This arm comes up and over, and this is going to pull the hair out and forward like that. Now, if you want to, you can take the hairs from the front that you started on the other side, pull them straight out, and find out where that length was on that, and cut that the same. So I just will point cut that to keep it soft. And then, so once you've point cutted that, you can let it down, and you'll know exactly where to start your face framing on the opposite side. So again, standing behind the client, pulling it out at the same elevation you did on the other side. You're gonna be cutting on the inside of your fingers here. Finding where that ends, right around here, and now she has pretty thin hair, so it doesn't take too much to reach the bottom. And with thinner hair in front, you want to be very careful not to do too much right off the bat. Okay. Now I come back to the front to check it on this side. Checking how it's flowing, how it's looking. And then the way that I flipped it up and around on the other side, I'm gonna do the same thing here. But again, you're behind your client. So you don't have to switch the way your hands were. You're just flipping it up this way. And just connecting your first length, which is your shortest one. Say that's point A to point B is your length. That is what you're doing with your face framing. Point A, jawline, to point B, length. Create the layers from point A to point B, and you're good. You just have to decide how dramatic your angle is gonna be. If you're doing, say, an angle like this, or an angle like that, this is creating less face framing, a little more, and a lot. So you decide with your client how much they want, and that is how you create face framing. Now by having done the blow dry and the flat iron to go forward, we can really see the face framing and whether or not they're even. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the face framing. You can more clearly see it now that it's styled, but what we really wanna do is make sure it's even. So I like to take the first sections that we did, lightly hold them out in our comb on the wide teeth side, and see if the hair was even. That's looking good to me. Okay, so now we're coming down. If that's even, we're good. We just need to make sure the steps between the point A to point B are smooth. So here I feel like that's short, that's long, and it doesn't quite connect. So I'm gonna pull it down and pull it forward this time and see what I'm missing. Sometimes I want to go ahead and just point cut a little bit right here. Okay, that already looks so much better to me. And then right here, that needs to be a little bit more connected. And then we're coming down to our length. Now this face framing is connected. Let's check the other side. Same thing, we already checked point A, so we're happy with that. Okay, we've got a straggler there. And right here, I'm seeing that this is not quite connected. So now I'm gonna come this way just for you guys to see it a little better. Right here. So that gets short and that's long and it's not quite connected. So what I'm gonna do is pull it forward. I wanna flip that up. Now you can really see it. I'm just gonna gently bring it out and around. I'm kind of curving my way around. Right there. Bring it back. Bring it forward. And sometimes one side of the head is thicker than the other in terms of how much hair there is. And what you need to do is literally cut into it and just thin it out a little bit so it's even to the other side. All right, that is our face framing all done. Alright guys, I really hope that this tutorial was helpful and it broke down how to do the face framing layers. I really want to stress the fact that you need a point A and a point B to really keep yourself on track. The point B is obviously your length. Point A is wherever you decide you want your shortest layer to be, and that you decide with your client and tell them this is what looks best for you, but also taking into consideration what they want. Be sure to watch out for those colics and check the style when you're done and make those finishing touches so it's really fresh, really complete, and awesome so that your client is happy when they go home. Thanks again for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the lessons that I give. Again, I am Greta. I am a licensed cosmetology educator, and I love to just serve you guys through YouTube. This is a free way for me to give back to you, so please help me out by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. I love you guys, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!